Hey guys, welcome to Gava Gaming TV, and today we're going to look at the crew, as you can see here. Now, a few pointers before anybody gets started in this game. One thing I will definitely say is if you have a steering wheel and pedals and that, use that, because the controls for a controller are feckin' terrible. The steering is slow. It's very slow reacting. It's not that accurate and precise. It is absolutely shite. I tried it, kept crashing and smashing all over the place. So I thought, right, I'll plug in the steering wheel and my pedals and all that. I've got a G27 set up. So I thought I'll chuck them on and we'll see how that goes. It's a lot better with a steering wheel setup and a lot more fun. You've got more precise control over your steering-ish. I'm playing this on, what did they call it, master settings or something, so there's no driving aids or anything on. You know, there's no ABS, no assisted steering or anything like that, because I can't stand anything like that in driving games. I think it messes up when you want to do something that you want to do. So that's my first pro tip. Don't play with a controller because it's pretty terrible at the minute. This is a beta, so hopefully they're going to look at that, because there is some big game breaking problems with this beta at the minute, and this is the second beta, so this shouldn't be happening. As you can see, I'm cruising through the world here to go to a mission that I've just got. The ribbon on top is supposed to show you where it goes, where to go to the mission, but that's terrible as well. You're watching the road, not the ribbon on top, and sometimes you just lose it. It just suddenly bangs off to a left-hand turn or something and it's gone. And it's hard seeing it through the top of your roof when you've got door pillars. They're better putting that back on the road, to be honest. Or having some form of system like a GPS or something on your map that actually tells you when to turn, because that ribbon on top is pretty bad. As you see here, I try and do a jump that I see at the last minute. It's not that brilliant at selecting gears yet either. I have manual gears, because again I'm a big sim racer and stuff like that, so I like having manual gears, being able to control my car all the way. But this thing is fairly bad at picking up when you change gear at the minute as well. I don't know whether that's just the way I'm changing it, or it's the way that the game's receiving the information. But sometimes you'll see me trying to go around the corner in 5th gear. I've actually slammed it down into 2nd or 3rd and it's not picking that change up. So maybe they need to have a wee look at that. Story wise, it's pretty good, to be honest. The story's not too bad. I can see it being a fun story to play through. It's basically the first storylines are basically taking through each different type of car. I bought the Mustang and was using that because I'm a Ford guy, so I bought a Mustang. Then it takes you onto this raid thing later on. I think it's like the 3rd mission or something. And before this one, it was like a dirt sort of car. So it is basically showing you each type of car that you can get and giving you a feel for it. Now this thing, to me, drives like a bag of spanners. It was freaking horrible. And as you see there was a pause. It sent me all over the place here. Now this game is very bad at doing this at the minute. I don't know what it is. I've got the latest drivers in. I've seen a few other people on the forum suffering this as well. Now this shouldn't be in the 2nd beta weekend, where the game just bang freezes up on you, pauses, judders and all sorts. It makes this sort of a game racing impossible. And you'll see later on where it absolutely completely destroys one of my mission quests. But this was trying to hit this guy. No matter what I did, I couldn't. If I put it into 5th to try and get some, more speed up when it revved, the speed just dropped off on me. So I kept it in 4th most of the time. I tried boosting up to him, but it took me ages to catch him. And the reaction of this thing was unbelievable. And very hard to see from the inside. It'd probably be easier doing it on the outside, to be honest. But again, I like playing my car, racing games and like that from an inside view.
Don't hang back. Get all up in his ass.
As you see there, it wasn't switching gear again for me there, so I had to pop it out again and put it back in again with a clutch in.
That's a good
pain in the hoop.
Run him down.
I was going to try and T-bone him there, but it didn't quite work. Had some problems actually capturing this game. When I started it up, it was seriously bad lag again, even on startup, so I had to shut the whole game down, shut Uplay down, and start it again to record. Now, it could well be Uplay. We all know Uplay is pretty bad when it comes to online stuff. It is pretty terrible. But at the minute, it is, to be honest, destroying this game. You can't get a decent. There's me wrecking myself on a tree. You can't get a decent game going. You might be in the middle of a race, you might be winning, and then bang, the freezing and the lag hits you, and you've lost. It did it to me before in a race. On the last corner, I was in front, and bang, the lag hit me. It froze the game up. It was bouncing all over the place. Everything was going like 1 frame per second.
It's now or never, man.
And then it cleared up, and you know, they drove past me because I was steering in the wrong direction and all sorts. So they seriously need to get that sorted for the next beta, because otherwise it's going to put a lot of people off. It's already making me waver on whether this is a game worth buying or not. But overall, it's fun. Cruising around the US in this game is actually quite fun. I'm on a low level, so I haven't done a lot of cruising around. Excuse me, but it is actually quite fun. Other players coming past you in their cars. It's interesting to see what they've done to the cars. You can see people's personal tastes and styles. Obviously, as you get more into the game, more stuff will get unlocked and you get more money, so you'll be able to see what other people's tastes and styles are in vehicles, which is pretty cool. I've modded mine a little bit, and I'll show you the modification stuff in a while.
Nice. Later.
One thing that is a bit of a put down in this game is far too many cutscenes. Too many of these rolling starts. Rolling starts are no good if you've got manual gears on anything, especially the steering wheel with a H stick, because rolling start shit, you don't know what fucking gear to put it in. It could be in too low gear, too high gear, and it completely cocks up your driving. Stuff like this, it isn't too bad, but when you're doing the missions, as you'll see in a bit with the cop chase that I've got coming up, again rolling starts you, and it's like, well, what game am I supposed to be in here? What speed am I doing? It's going too much on the arcade sort of thing, where it doesn't matter if you're in roller start because everybody's going to have automatic gears and whatnot. But for us who like driving manual, so they can get the most out of our cars and, you know, have a bit more fun with it,
Hey, yo, man,
then
come get me.
they need to address all that rolling start shit. So as you see, the mission stuff comes up and you go to your map and you can fast travel to it, which is pretty cool. You can also fast travel to your home base, which is where you can do all the mods, repair damage and all that sort of thing. There's also vehicle dealers in here and tuning shops where you can go and do the paintwork like I did and stuff, and I'll show you that later on. But you see, here's another cutscene, which are nice, great looking cutscenes, don't get me wrong. But for driving games, the crap shouldn't be in it. Straight in, I don't know what game's supposed to be in. As you see, it was too low there, so it was revving the nuts out of my car. And I'm trying to get away from these coppers in the wrong gear and all sorts.
We got ourselves a police warning.
Now it gets into a tank slapper here,
right?
and
really fast and don't get caught.
the vehicle physics
You gotta get out of range of these knuckleheads.
aren't bad,
See you, the more the chase drops on.
but I don't know. You should be able to recover from a tank slapper like that fairly easily, but for some reason this game it just whacks you, and it does not do anything to help. So you see, if you fail a mission, you get to start again. So that's not too bad. You see, I don't know if it does that in co-op or not. And this is where the slowdown. This is the worst one I've had yet. As you see, it drops to basically feck all frames per second. Absolutely ruins any chance of me getting away from these guys, because that was perfect. Half of them cop cars had carried on, and I'd got around the corner thinking, right, I'm going to fly away here and lose these guys. You see on the minimap on the bottom right there, all the police cars had carried on. I'd got around that corner perfectly, but this happened and basically just destroyed. It came back,
They'll bring a world of
and
pain down upon you. Got
no,
that?
it was unplayable. I spun around, it drove me into a freaking tree. It was unbelievable. So I ended up having to start the mission yet again. I think all in all it took me 4 attempts to get this mission done due
What did you
to
do?
mainly this lag.
Yo, so you just automatically assume I did something, right?
You get used to the steering and controls.
Nah, man. I didn't
So
do
I've only
anything
played
by
this for
that.
like an hour and a half or so.
Settle down, man.
But I've had this lag a lot. And to be honest, I know it's beta, but it's beta version 2. Stuff like that should have been gotten rid of in alpha or beta 1 and should not still be around. I've done a lot of alphas and betas, and I have to say this is probably up there with one of the worst for that sort of thing, for a lag and just game breaking mechanic. So they seriously need to get in there and fix this before the next beta event,
All right,
which
Joe.
I'm hoping
Good job.
they're going to have a lot more betas than this, because they need some. I think the maximum level you can hit is level 10 at the moment, but it's fun getting there. This is only in Detroit. I've heard on the forums the lag gets less as you move away from
Just save Troy
Detroit
from
and out into the other areas.
Same old, same old.
I'll pick him up when you've got your ink.
So
Stay on mission.
I don't know, I went into Chicago, which is just a bit up from Detroit there, and I was still getting it there. One guy had gone from Detroit to Miami, and it wasn't as bad for him, so
Troy's new driver, huh?
I don't know whether
510 ink.
Who's this?
this is
Your
going to be an
Unless you
ongoing
beat me on the
problem or not,
track.
but as
The
I say,
location's on
fingers
your
crossed
map.
they'll get rid of it. But you know, driving around here, you can cruise around wherever you want. You don't have to do all these missions and races and whatnot. There's random stuff on the roads. You can see the odd thing sticking up behind the trees there, which is the odd map. And then you'll come up to a tuning shop. So you can quick travel to these, or you can drive to them. I just happened to come across this one while I was going around, so I thought I'd enter it and show you guys some of the customization which is in this game, which is pretty impressive on the customization part. It looks pretty cool, and obviously in higher levels you can do a lot of stuff to your car. Say I'm in like level 3, level 4, can't do a great deal, but it is pretty cool. There was nothing in here for this at the minute, but as you can see, you can go through everything: your suspension, gear ratios, your chips, your brakes, and it'll show you the different parts of the car and tune and stuff like that, which is really cool. And then you can change your colour schemes. You've got your basically manufacturer's ones, which they call original in this. And then you can flick through and you've got all your weird colours, your iridescent ones, your metallic ones, your matte ones and stuff like that. So that was quite cool. You've a lot of choice in there, and the pricing of them wasn't too bad. You've got this demo mode as well, so you can look around your car, and I don't know why you can wheel spin in one position, but gives you a view around the motor so you can see what's going on. I'd already painted my metallic blue a while ago. Again, interior wise, you can change the colour of the interiors. Hard to see because it's so dark in there, so maybe they could do with a bit of lighting in these places so you can see what's going on inside a bit better. And whenever you're changing a part, you see it breaks the car down into its panels, and you can flick through all the bumpers. It's hard to see the difference in some of these though, to be honest, because some of them are only slight differences. Like maybe the grills might be a little different in the scoop at the bottom or something like that. So it is very hard to see. Again, a bit better lighting would be a bit better for this, I think. And again, I've changed the back bumpers, the skirts, and the wheels and the hood on this thing. The bonnets you've got a good view of. I just saw the elves in the demo mode to see what the bumper looked like. And I'm flicking through trying to make up my mind what I want, but there's so much choice. I can see a lot of people sitting in there for a long time, just messing around and trying to get the car looking how they want it. Which is cool, you know. You can open the doors, put the windows down. I was pressing the buttons to try and figure out which ones were for the lights. So it's, on an online game, this sort of thing's cool. It's like customizing your character, isn't it? You know, on an MMO, you get your character, your different armors, your weapons, and that. In this, you get your different body kits, different wheels, paint jobs, stickers you can put on, but there isn't that many brilliant ones in a minute for this. Yeah, I'm looking through the alloys. I've already changed a set of these alloys for some nice ones, but I thought I'd have a nosy through and see what else there was. And you've got your aftermarket ones, your racing ones, your retro ones, all that stuff, which is pretty cool. Exotic ones were a little too out there for my liking. See some very ugly wheels. Some of the retro ones were quite cool, to be honest. If I could have changed the size of the alloys, would have been cooler. I don't know if you will be able to do that or because it's just beta, but some of these rims need to be on. You know, some of these rims need to be bigger, especially on a Mustang or maybe a Chevy or something like that. You know, muscle cars like this, if you're putting these fancy rims on, need bigger ones. The tyres are way too thick and they need low profiles and bigger rims. I don't know if you can do that. I need to have a look into it a bit more, because there are some wheels that I would love on this car that are bigger. Fill the arches a bit more. Them ones are really nice. I would love to get them, but when you'll see in a minute, I previewed them and they look crap with the normal tyre wall sizes that we had them. But I couldn't see anything to change the size of the tyre yet, or the alloy I should say, so I need to have a nosy at that and see if it'll go in another beta. But it's pretty cool. There's a hell of a lot to choose from, a hell of a lot. Some of them didn't look properly rendered. I don't know if that's because you can pick the colour of it yourself or whatnot. So I went into preview mode there, and yeah, bigger wheels needed, big time. The tyre walls were way too thick, so I need to have a look at if you can make them bigger or not. So plenty to do customization wise, guys. If that's what you like to do, make yourself stand out from the crowd. You and your crew, so your group of friends can make like a wee group, which would be cool. Here I'm going through the HUD stuff, your bonnet as we call them. I'd already changed mine, but there's some nice looks in it. And obviously different part stores will give different bits. So Detroit gives me this stuff. I can go down to Miami or something like that, and it'd be a different set of body kits. You know, so it does help you driving around to look at these different places to get different stuff, which is really cool as well. It gives you that need to explore, if it will, which is pretty cool. Whenever you come out of your home base or something like that, it'll actually park you up at the side, which is pretty good.
Hey, coward! Where you at, man?
There's another mission coming through. Now these you have to do. I tried going away from one of these before and it just ended up resetting me after like 15-20 minutes of driving around and cruising. So at the beginning of these story missions you have to do, as far as I can see anyways. But I'm still trying to get used to the steering and driving. Obviously every mod you put on changes it a wee bit. I'm trying to follow that stupid bloody ribbon above my head. See where I'm going. It is fun. Needs a little bit more tweaking. Especially with that lag rubbish. It did it again at the end of this. On the cutscene, it just lagged out like mad, so I don't know what's causing it. I mean, I have a AMD R9 290 graphics card, latest drivers on it and everything, so there's no reason this should be happening. I should be running this as smooth as anything, especially with an i7 3930 at 4.4 gigs, you know, so it should be running this really smooth. Now this is supposed to be a drag race. Now just watch how this drag race starts and put in the comments below if you agree with how this starts, because I think it's fucking stupid. And all the races are rolling starts as well, which is ridiculous again for manual drivers and whatnot.
I'll see if I can get something prepped for the rematch.
It's one thing I really hate about this game so far is the rolling starts and everything. I mean, look at this for drag racing.
You can't beat me. You'll
I think I was in
beat me.
second or third there or something. I know you're supposed to lose this, but seriously, it's a drag race. You don't start with your wheels spinning like that. And then mission failed, blah blah blah. But I start this and it starts lagging out like mad. It takes ages to load up and whatnot. So I am going to do another video on this for the next beta event. And for when I've played a bit more, because I'm enjoying it, even though it's got some big problems, it does have a lot of potential. So, if I was you guys, give it a go in the beta, see what you think, and keep an eye on my channel, and I will put some more videos up for when I'm playing a bit more, got a higher level, and also, hopefully the next beta event weekend, they'll have improved a lot of stuff, and I'll play some more. But I will keep an eye on this game, it does look fun,
You won't beat
and
that guy
I
with
reckon if
some
you've got a group
upgrades
of
to your
friends,
car.
you can have a real good laugh in this game, challenging other friends and whatnot. So, thanks for watching guys, thumbs up, subscribe, you know the score by now, and maybe see you on the road.